Hey everybody, it's Chance here with yet another episode of PARANORMASIGHT The Mermaid's Curse. Um, I don't really have much of a preamble this time around. I just kind of want to get right into it. So let's go. Okay. I'm curious about the Yumiko stuff. We'll get back to Yuza in a bit, but yeah, I'm not sure because it's not dim like this one, but also it's not a recollection in the same way, so we'll see. A mermaid curse has been discovered on the beach near Ichika town. While Yumiko and her partner are investigating its whereabouts, they run into an important local figure. Date unknown, August 1980X, afternoon, Ise City, Yamashina Estate. Mr. Yamashima, Shina, thank you so much for agreeing to meet with us on such short notice. I understand that you're a busy man. Not like I have much choice when it's some bigwigs from the prefectural police badgering me to do so. So you're Shiki from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division, was it? And I thought you were just some housemaid. Are you sure you're from the police in that getup? Well, I am primarily a housewife by trade, but that's hardly important right now. You're also known as Unkakudono, I believe. After meeting so many rumors, it's an honor to make your acquaintance. Rumors, eh? Unakakudono. Unkakudono. Yoshiatsu Yamashina. Yoshiatsu Yamashina. Okay. Tycoon, 70 years old. A wealthy tycoon who owns multiple companies and swaths of land, particularly in the Sioux and Ise region areas. Born in the Taisho period, unmarried. His family came first into business in the Edo period, traveling from town to town selling talisman, miscanthus, reed hoops, and other items to ward off evil spirits. During the Meiji period, this business expanded into a trading company, and the Yamashina family became prominent contributors to the development of the region. Born to the heir of the Yamashina family business and the daughter of a noble family, Yoshiatsu grew up in an affluent environment where he received a thorough education tailored to gifted children. Following the end of the war, Yoshiatsu inherited the company assets in his 30s, but was quick to sell off all the shares he owned, using the proceeds to buy and sell real estate and stocks, a practice that made him extremely wealthy. After amassing his fortune, he showed a keen interest in investing in ambitious young people, actively mentoring those he took a particular liking to. This approach led to the emergence of many successful businessmen, one which included Shinobu Wakamura of Kamishima. Those who have received Yamashina's support view him as with both gratitude and a sense of awe bordering on reverence, referring to him as Unkakudono, a title that evokes a figure elevated among the clouds. Yamashina has always shown a strong attachment to wealth, even going as so far to partake in illicit activities such as illegal donations, tax evasion, insider trading, and media control, all in an effort to garner even more status and money. In the shadow of many success stories enabled by his support, many more of his beneficiaries have fallen into bankruptcy or been arrested, fueling endless unsavory rumors about him to this day. Yamashina himself, however, seems to be unconcerned by these rumors, considering anything that does not directly harm him to be beneath his notice. Even as a lifelong bachelor, he has surrounded himself with many followers, both publicly and privately, and has never lacked for anything to satisfy his personal needs. A few years ago, he began to seriously consider the issue of a successor, driven by his determination that his beloved fortune should fall into the hands of someone untrustworthy. Perhaps for this reason, he began developing a keen fascination with immortality around the same time, and is said to be secretly investing vast amounts of money and research into on the topic. Yes, I hear you've been doing some under-the-table research into immortality. And so what if I am? Well, now, I wouldn't expect you to be such a dreamer, but it does make you a little more relatable. You can laugh all you want. What has it got to do with the police, anyway? It seems, on this particular occasion, it has quite a bit to do with the police, unfortunately. You don't say. These splendid gardens all fall within the grounds of Mr. Yamashina's Ise City estate. Part of me wonders why he needs so much space when he doesn't even have a family. But I suppose he has an image to maintain. This is Yoshiatsu Yamashina. He's a tycoon with multiple properties and companies to his name, mostly based here in Ise-shima. He's long rumored of being involved in various shading dealings. Special Investigations has had his eye on him for a while now, but they haven't managed to find any concrete evidence so far. He seems he has a knack for pinning the blame on his subordinates before finding a way to slip away. Needless to say, he and the police are quite familiar with each other at this point. Though I don't doubt he has local police chiefs and politicians under his thumb behind the scenes. There is no need for me to get involved in all that. I'll be satisfied as long as I get information we need from him. Apparently, he wears that crested hakama every day, not exactly casual wear for most people. Wearing something like that in the summer heat, that's commitment to keeping up appearances. He is an older man too, he might genuinely be cold. People like Yamashina have a tendency to underestimate me whenever I meet with them alone. Having someone intimidating like Soto with me gets them to take me more seriously. I'm glad that he's here with me today. I'll get straight to the point. I believe you took a mermaid corpse into your possession this morning. What? That corpse is linked to an ongoing case. We came here to ask you to release it into police custody. No idea what you're on about. Of course, you will get something in return. We have some information I'm sure you'll find quite profitable in exchange. Like I said, no idea what you're on about. If that's all you came here for, then scram. Oh, pity. I thought you would be interested in what we had to share. Assuming you really are interested in immortality. Well, I suppose we barely know each other. It's only natural that you'd be wary of our intentions. What do you say to a little chat to get to know each other better, Mr. Unkanku Dono? About Yamashina. I hear you've been putting up quite a bit of effort into training up the younger generation recently. What is your take on today's youth? Useless, the lot of them. Bunch of pushovers that have to let this new generation tripe all go up to their heads. We're the ones who built this country back up after the war, but they're out there strutting around like they own the place, far too big for their britches. My, what a scathing review. Would our resident member of the new generation like to comment at all? Please don't call me that. I hear you've been searching for a successor, though. Given your strong opinion on the matter, I take it you're struggling. Though, I can see why that would lead to a desire for immortality. After all, there's no need to cede your legacy to someone else if you can remain at the reins yourself. That might have been true when I started my research. Oh, I take it that isn't the case now. I'm no spring chicken. The thought of living for hundreds of years like this ain't exactly appealing anymore. I don't see much point in immortality if I'm already long past my prime. Wow, that certainly is different from the rumors. Apologies for jumping to conclusions. You have my wholehearted agreement that immortality doesn't exactly bring happiness, though. Let me clear up one more thing while we're at it. I've already decided on my successor. Oh. Turns out the perfect candidate was right under my nose the entire time. I haven't told them yet, but they're a sharp one. They'll do a fine job. Is that so? I'm glad to hear it. I suppose that would mean that you no longer have any need for immortality, then. Who said I wasn't still interested? It simply has nothing to do with my successor. I still intend on continuing my research. For medical advancement, you understand. Think of it as doing my bit for society. You lot are always quick to assume the worst of whatever I do. How about you mind your own business for a change? Well, there's not much we can say to that. We'll try to be more discerning from now on. About Yumiko. By the way, you're obviously not just some run-of-the-mill cop. Who are you? Why, I believe I mentioned it when I introduced myself. I'm just a simple housewife.
A likely tale. Plus that fellow's next to you's got a strange air about him. He's no ordinary person, is he?
My, how observant of you. I suppose you could say that, yes.
Doesn't take a genius to see it. One of them phony psychic types, are you?
Phony?
And a nerve did I. There are far too many of your kind around lately. Cozying up to those in power by feeding them a bunch of nonsense. Liars and cheaters, all of you.
You seem to have quite the chip on your shoulder about this, Mr. Yamashina.
Don't know if it's because of this occult craze going around, but I've seen far too many folks get taken in by the tripe.
Occult craze, spiritual phenomena, the supernatural, aliens, cryptids, lost civilization, extrasensory perception. The list goes on. Such unexplainable phenomena are quick to take on a life of their own. A plesiosaur named Nessie living in the Loch Ness, sighting of mythical creatures like the Tsukinoko or Hibagon, and urban legends of the Kuchisake Onna and Hanako-san. Television reports of spoon-bending psychics and documentaries featuring spirit photography and UFOs that become the talk of the school the next day. These are only a few examples of stories that have captivated the public's interest. Magazines specializing in paranormal phenomena continue to thrive, with no end to the craze in sight.
That Wakamura over on Kamishima is one of them. Talk about a waste of potential.
Wakamura?
About mermaids.
There is one thing I should worry you about. Eating the flesh of that mermaid you found won't grant you immortality.
And what would you know about that?
Well, you know, one hears all sorts of things in this day and age. I don't know where it came from, but there seems to be a legend that eating mermaid flesh will grant one immortality. All I wanted to say was it's just that. A legend. It has no basis in reality at all.
How can you be so sure?
Just think about it. If that legend were true, wouldn't it be as strange if no confirmed immortals have ever been found?
Yeah? Who's to say they aren't just living in hiding?
The legend of Yabukuni is passed down over 100 places over Japan. Not a single verifiable immortal has ever been found to show for it.
So you mean that those legends were fake? Please. Even just one of those trails are true, there's always the chance there's an immortal hiding away somewhere.
I see. You really are quite the dreamer, aren't you?
I figured you were trying to bluff me out of that mermaid corpse for one reason or another. But now I'm sure of it. That thing's hiding some sort of secret, isn't it? Something you don't want me to find out.
But the portrait sketch. By the way, you're very well connected around these parts, if I'm not mistaken. This doesn't have anything to do with what we came here about. But I was wondering if you happen to recognize the person in the sketch. It seems he lived here in the Iseshima area around 6 years ago.
Nope, never seen him. I assume you
heard the news about the old human bones found on the seabed? This is a sketch of one of the victims from that case. You sure you have no idea who it could be?
First I've heard of it, actually. Got no interest in things that have nothing to do with me.
Wakamura. Who might this Wakamura be?
Wakamura, he's one of my proteges. He's one currently in charge over on Kamishima. Used to have high hopes for that one, but that changed when he came under the thrall of some phony sorcerer in Tokyo.
A phony sorcerer in Tokyo?
You heard right. Since then, there's been no end to his nonsense. Buying properties out of the mountains, changing company names, all because of something the sorcerer whispered in his ear. He's even told me the layout of my house was unlucky and tried to get me to renovate the place. Just recently, he was going on about some curse causing a big storm, that sort of rubbish. Well, that's true.
A storm caused by a curse, you say?
Even said the storm 5 years ago was caused by the same curse. He's been trying to wheedle me into helping him find some way to stop it. But I'm done with him and his ramblings. Man's clearly a lost cause. He'll be coming over here tomorrow morning, but I'm thinking it's time to have someone else take over the reins of the Kamishima.
I see. So even though you believe in immortality, you refuse to associate with anything to do with the occult.
And you do. I figured someone claiming to be a cop would have more sense than that. How are you meant to solve crimes if criminals can just pull out curses left and right?
You won't find me disagreeing there. So, what exactly has this Wakamura been saying about this curse?
Hell if I remember. Why don't you go to Kamishima and ask the man yourself?
Maybe we will. Thank you for the information.
I've already chosen my successor. No need to harp on it anymore. Already written up my will and passed it off to my lawyer. You'll be sure to let your friends at the police know, too. Can't say I care much about who you are anymore. You going around with some phony psychic tells me all I need to know. How dare you?
Soto, calm down. He can think what he wants. So, you admit to having the mermaid corpse, then? Oh, don't worry. We assumed as much from the start. If I'm not mistaken, that mermaid was in some sort of mummified state, no? I doubt you'll be eating it as is. Surely there's no harm in handing it over?
So you can hog it for yourself. You won't fool me that easily.
You don't think that a rare specimen like that ought to be placed in the care of some proper research institute?
I'm saying I'll get a specialist research institute to study it. Problem solved.
I suppose so. Is there anything else you can tell us about the phony sorcerer this Wakamura is so devoted to?
Wakamura went on about how there was some big shot who appeared on television. I never heard of him. As I said, just ask him yourself.
Of course. We'll be sure to do so.
I'll make sure the mermaid gets studied properly. Don't you worry about that.
Think. After looking into the corpse of the mermaid found earlier this morning, it seems highly likely that it was taken into the custody of Mr. Yamashina here. He's quite the big shot around here, with plenty of weight to throw around both politically and financially. Of course, all the local police know of him and his moniker, Unika Kudono. We had to get out one of the higher-ups to act as an intermediary to even get the meeting with him. Personally, I'm happy as long as we can get that mermaid corpse back from him. Although I certainly won't complain if he can tell us anything about the curse as well. I hear he's quite a curmudgeon, so we'll have to watch our step when dealing with him.
Vision ability on.
Kiting killer. I'm amazed we were able to get an appointment with him this quickly. Yes, and all thanks to Detective Ide. It would seem he's quite the capable fellow. How about this, then? If you agree to give up the mermaid, we'll tell you what we know in return. For someone who doesn't seem to believe in the occult, you seem awfully fixated on this mermaid and immortality. Which suggests to me you've found something you consider quite conclusive.
What are you on about now?
Well, I happen to know a bit more about mermaids than most people.
Ma'am, are you sure?
It's fine. I had the opportunity to do some research into them a while back, you see.
You don't say. And?
Well, mermaids do indeed have the ability to grant a human immortality.
I knew it.
More precisely, individuals granted immortality in this way are known as 800-year immortals.
So they have a lifespan of 800 years.
That's right. As the name suggests, they gain 800 years of remaining life. During this time, they won't age a day, and even if they die, they'll resurrect immediately.
Sounds like a real blessing.
No, I'm afraid it's anything but. One who defies the laws of nature like that is no longer human. They're an anomalous being that should not be allowed to exist. As such, our position requires that any such individuals we find are dealt with as swiftly as possible. Indeed, this immortality was originally a curse mermaids placed upon humans.
A curse.
Immortality is neither a blessing nor a salvation for the living. It's a curse that robs them of their ability to die. None of them who have ever become 800 years immortals have ever found happiness. Not one. It renders living upon other humans impossible, and makes them an outcast from society. Of course, there are a few years at first when life will be tolerable. But after that, every meeting ends in parting. You outlive whoever you love or are loved by. Even if you find acceptance, it'll only be for a time. You will always be shunned eventually. You'll experience this over and over for 800 years. 800 years unable to die with loneliness as your constant companion. This is why many see no recourse than a life of monastic seclusion, just as Yabukuni did.
I suppose that makes sense. Still, there will always be those who seek immortality. Always have, always will be.
You think so? I, for one, struggle to see the appeal. In any case, there are also certain conditions that must be met for this curse of immortality to be effective. Eating mermaid's flesh alone isn't enough to make you an 800-year immortal.
Oh? And what exactly are these conditions?
Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not aware of the specifics there myself.
800-year immortal. A person who has gained an 800-year lifespan after being cursed by a mermaid. Someone who ingests part of a mermaid that meets certain conditions will be cursed and become a being known as the 800-year immortal. Once cursed, the individual's own body is lost, and a provisional body is reconstructed using the parts of the mermaids ingested as a medium. Their soul is then transferred to this provisional body, which they are able to control as if it were their own, with their consciousness presiding over both their soul and body from the head. As such, they could already be considered to be more spirit in nature than human. If this individual is fatally wounded or contracts an illness that results in their death, their body will instantly be restored to its default state, allowing them to revive. In the event that they lose any body parts, the heart will treat the largest remaining part of them as their main body and regenerate any lost parts from there, with the removed parts subsequently vanishing. This even occurs in the event that the lost body part is the head. However, these individuals heal non-fatal wounds at only a slightly faster rate than their bodies would be capable of naturally. As these people feel physical sensation and pain in the same extent they would in their original body, it is extremely difficult to tell whether an individual is an 800-year immortal or not unless they die, even for the individual themselves. The lifespan of this provisional body is 800 years from the time of its creation. Due to the individual's original body already being lost, not even the mermaid responsible for the original curse is able to dispel it. The individual will only see the end of their long life once 800 years has passed. But I can say this much at least. The mummy you have in your possession is no mermaid. Huh? Bullshit! Ain't no way that's anything other than a mermaid.
What I mean to say is that a mummy is different from being a mermaid who wields this curse. Not all half-fish, half-human beings are mermaids, you see. In fact, calling them all the same thing is what makes mishaps like this one.
Say what? You mean to tell me that's not a mermaid? That a real mermaids are a completely separate thing?
That's right. Which is to say, I can say with confidence that eating its flesh won't make you immortal.
Seems like you weren't bluffing after all. So what is that thing then? There's gotta be some reason you're after it.
I imagine that even if you had it dissected and examined, as a result it would just point to a mass of fibers. In other words, nothing more than a man-made fake. There's a very good reason for that, you see. That mummy is merely the corpse of an average human, twisted beyond recognition by the curse of the forsaken fish.
What? Another curse?
Another curse wielded by mermaids, as it happens. That would be the remains of someone who died under it. It also happens to be the same curse responsible for the mermaids found every few hundred years or so across the country. You see now why we'd rather you handed the mermaid over to us. The poor soul deserves a proper burial, same as anyone else. Surely even you're not so hard-hearted as to deny them this?
Curses this, curses that. It's all a bunch of hookum if you ask me. That said, the report I got from the Research Institute earlier said the exact same thing.
Oh my. I've taken you've already had this mermaid dissected then.
They say it was likely a fake, but asked if I wanted them to keep going anyway. I told them to keep at it, but...
It should be clear now that you have nothing to gain from researching that corpse. Least of all, information on immortality. Won't you consider handing it over? Of course, we could always take you on charges of abandonment and desecration of a corpse.
All right, have it your way.
I'm so glad you've come around. Thank you for your cooperation.
I'll give you the damn mermaid. But in exchange, I want you to tell me one thing.
What is it?
You say there are real mermaids out there. Where are these real mermaids hiding, then?
I suppose you could call it the eternal world.
The eternal world?
Yes. Mermaids are not creatures of this world, you see. Their original home is Ryugu, the domain of the sea god.
Ryugu? And how do you get there?
I'm sorry to say that Ryugu's doors are only open to the dead. Going there is impossible for a living human.
You could claim anything with a fairy tale like that. It all sounds like hook'em.
That said, the entrance to Ryugu is said to lie somewhere in the Issei Sea. There have been numerous sightings of mermaids crossing over to this world in the area's long history. Which is why Issei Bay has its share of mermaid legends, too.
Now that you mention it, I have heard of one of those stories, too. Some old tale about mermaids being found on some long-lost island called Taishima or the like.
What? Wait a moment, where did you hear that story?
Got your interest, have I? Looks like the story has some merit to it after all.
I was simply surprised, that's all. It's not a name I have come across in any historical record. Taishima, an island said to have previously been located to the south of Kamishima, has long since vanished. It is sometimes referred to as Teishima, or Lost Island. No official records remain, and it remains shrouded in mystery, with knowledge of its preserved only entails passed down between residents of the Isashima area. Legends say that the island was besieged by someone over 400 years prior, and the curse of that murdered islanders caused the entire island to sink.
It's just something I heard from one of the young'uns I have looking out there for mermaids.
I see. It sounds like you've got a capable young hand. I don't suppose it would be possible to meet with this individual.
Nope, not happening. Unless you're willing to spill the beans on everything you know about mermaids. Every last bit of info. Maybe, and just maybe, I'd consider it then. It's clear you're no ordinary housewife, after all. Not interested? Then this meeting is over. I'll hand the corpse over to the police, as promised. But don't think I've given up on mermaids or immortality. If they really exist, I'll find them and make them mine. Gahaha! Date unknown, August 1980X afternoon, Issei City, city area. Hey there, you two. Sorry for calling you out here while you're so busy. I figured it'd be best to give you the rundown on our findings as soon as possible.
It's no problem. Go ahead. This is one of Issei's residential districts. Right now, the ground is so hot, the air around it seems to be shimmering.
That's just the police box I was waiting at. Something you were wondering about?
Oh no, I just happened to find myself looking at it, that's all.
Would you rather talk inside? Though there's no air conditioner, so it's probably cooler out here.
It's quite alright. Talking out here should be fine.
Let me just look around at everything first.
Despite the heat, Soto looks as unruffled as ever. I do hope he isn't just pretending to be alright.
Wondering about my suit, are you? It's just a cheap old thing. Sorry, I don't have anything more presentable.
No, I just gotta get all the content. About Yamashina.
So, did you manage to meet up with Mr. Yamashina?
Yes, thank you again for the help there. It seems he's willing to hand the body over without any fuss.
Really? That's great. Still, why would some big-shot tycoon go to all that trouble to withhold a body? If everything I've heard is true, you could probably take him in on charges of desecrating a corpse, you know? Or was there something special about that corpse?
How observant of you, Detective. I can, of course, explain if you'd like to know more.
Wait a second. Is it related to that secret department of yours? I think I'm better off not knowing if so.
Oh, really? I don't mind bringing you into the fold.
Ma'am, please stop trying to rope him into helping us. I've never met the guy, but I hear he's quite the cranky old geezer. How did your meeting go? I'll bet he was pretty wary of you being with the police, but he didn't try to pick a fight or anything, did he?
Well, I'm not sure you could say that it went smoothly, but I don't think we upset him, at least. Probably.
You, don't sound very sure about that.
About the portrait sketch.
Oh, right. That's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. So I got my hands on deck to go around asking about that sketch you gave me. And we finally found someone who recognized the victim.
Oh, that's great news.
The person who recognized him was a housewife in her 20s who lived in Kumano 7 years ago. Apparently the sketch looked like a 19-year-old she knew who'd left the village to go to the city.
So 7 years ago he was 19, no?
From the sounds of it, the guy had no relatives to speak of, left the village with nothing but the clothes on his back. She doesn't know what happened to him after that.
I see. That would make him a young man with no relatives who left his hometown behind 7 years ago. Did we get a name for our mystery man?
Sure did. His name was Kippei Okoma.
Kippei Okoma.
I looked him up in the residence registry, and it does look like he moved from Kumano to Issei City 7 years ago. But it seems he doesn't live at the place he put as his address anymore. Well, he is dead.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I checked in with the apartment's landlord, and it would seem about 6 years ago. The landlord had his contact terminated after he failed to pay both his rent and return to his apartment for several months straight. The landlord didn't put a search request or anything, so that's where the trail ends, I'm afraid.
If he went missing 6 years ago, I suppose it wouldn't surprise me if those were his remains.
We'll keep looking into Ikoma to see if he was involved in anything might have led to his murder. Of course, there's always the possibility we got the wrong guy, so we'll just keep asking around just in case.
Please do. A case in which multiple human skeletons. Let me see. So what's new? Oh, here it is. Testimonies indicate that the individual in the sketch resembles a youth by the name of Kipe Ikoma, who went missing 6 years ago. He has no known relatives. The woman we spoke to said the sketch was really accurate. No doubt in her mind that it was Ikoma. Well, that accurate. Then I'm sure we got the right person. Still, how did you even make that sketch? There was nothing left of the victim but bones. Well, let's just say it's classified for now. Right. Guess that means I shouldn't pry any further. Oh yeah, I also looked into that lady you were asking about, Somekawa. Oh, I have the windows open today because it's actually quite nice. The issue with my office is that it can get very hot or very stuffy really quickly. So it like jumped from like 65 degrees to 72 within an hour of me being up here. So, opening the windows, but that means we'll hear cars and probably children because I again live I live behind a park, so. Or rather, a park is behind my house. Or behind my apartment, rather. Oh, yes. Did you find anything? Well, it seems she hadn't registered as a resident even though she moved here 5 years ago. And nothing came up for Somekawa in the civil registry either. So, I'm afraid I don't have anything on who she is or where she came from. I'm sorry to disappoint. I see. Is that quite common? Happens. It's not unheard of for folks from the countryside to just come here for work, then drift on with no one really knowing who they are. Apparently it was really common during the post-war growth period. It seems we have quite the mystery woman on our hands. Bentley's getting mad at me because it's 23 minutes to dinner time. Yep, though there is something I've been worrying about. Oh, let's hear it. You have some idea of who she might be? Well, have you heard of the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster? It was a big maritime disaster that struck 5 years back. I have, yes. One of the victims of that disaster was an ama diver and housewife from Kamishima by the name of Mare Minakuchi. But it seems her maiden name was Somekawa. So our mystery woman shares a surname with a maritime disaster victim. I'm surprised you managed to dig that up. I was already looking into the Kamishima disaster because of the skeletal remains, so it was a happy coincidence, if anything. Oh, so you might just be... Yeah. Oh, so you thought they might be related too. I'm glad it wasn't just me. Anyway, it seems like the bodies of those disaster victims were never found in the end, which got me thinking. Wait, are you saying? Yep. I was thinking Mare Minakuchi could have survived the disaster 5 years ago. And you think she then moved to Ichika and started going by her old name of Somekawa again? That's right. What'd you think? It seems like a long shot, but maybe. But if that's the case, why would she have stayed in Ichika for 5 whole years without thinking of contacting her family? Maybe she lost her memories in the disaster? Right. If she only had her old memories to rely on, it wouldn't be that odd if she went back to using her old name. Surely her appearance would be the same, though. It is difficult to imagine no one recognizing her for 5 whole years. It's possible he just never ran into anyone she knew. That kind of thing's more likely than you'd think. Oh, speaking of appearances, I found a picture of Mare Minakuchi from a report on the disaster. I haven't met with the Somekawa myself, so could you take a look for me and let me know what you think? Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. What do you think, Soto? If she'd aged 5 years and grown badly gaunt, I can definitely see how this woman might come to resemble Miss Somikawa. My thoughts exactly. Yeah, like, the thing is that it being 5 years, but, like, also, if what happened to her, you know, like, and if she has amnesia, unfortunately, there might be other, you know, the brain and body are weird, and if she had amnesia, didn't know it, and never got any treatment for it, it's possible she could have some other brain damage or something like that, or even something minor that could just, like, make it she's not properly taking care of herself, or not able to properly take care of herself either, you know? So you agree it's a pretty solid theory? It's certainly worth looking into, yes. But if she really is Mari Minakuchi, there's something else that concerns me. Something else? This is just what I've heard. But it seems like the islanders over on Kamishima think this Mari Minakuchi was the cause of the disaster 5 years ago. What? Why would they think that? No idea, but it seems like it's pretty much taken for granted by most of the folks over there. Even just mentioning her name is a sort of taboo. So I was thinking it wouldn't be that odd if she felt she couldn't go back home because of that. Surely not. Seems as good of a reason as to why she wouldn't want to come forward anyway. If she really is related to that storm 5 years ago, she's a point of interest regardless of her connection to the skeletal remains. Perhaps it's worth looking into that first. Can I leave talking to Miss Somikawa to you two then? We'll handle that, yes. Let's see what it do. I did. So people believe that this Mari Minakuchi willed forth the curse of the raging waves 5 years ago, do they? I didn't expect the worst of the raging waves to come up here of all places. Wait. That's it, I remember now. The sole survivor of Taishima, his surname was Somikawa. There was something else about Somikawa. A wooden box. Surely that'd be too much of a coincidence. Well, that's all I had to report. Thank you, Detective. That was very informative. As for our next move, could we ask you to keep looking into Kipeokoma for us? Roger that. We'll see if we can find Somikawa again and hear what she has to say. Unfortunately, it looks like our trip to Kamishima will have to wait till tomorrow. So it seems. Oh, you had business on Kamishima, too. That was actually our original reason for coming here, yes. But now we've gotten caught in all these other troublesome business, so it looks like dealing with that will have to come first. And here I was hoping to get this over with as soon as possible so I could get back home to my husband. I see. You sure are devoted to your husband. Oh, very much. Though I do worry as he never eats properly when I'm not around. In any case, please do get in touch if you find anything of a note. Even if it's just something out of the ordinary happening. Anything could be of help. Sure, will do. Though you're kind of making me worried something's actually gonna happen. I'd certainly prefer it if you didn't. Anyway, we're counting on you, Detective. Something will definitely happen because we're the protagonists of this game. This one's a long one. Date unknown, August 1980X, afternoon. Toba City, Ijuka Town. He's in distress. Bad news, ma'am. It seems we were a step too late. What do you mean? It seems like someone came and took that Somikawa woman out to sea just a few moments ago. What? According to the witnesses, a foreign man came to the port with Miss Somikawa in tow. Then they boarded a motorboat that was moored here and headed out to the bay. It didn't appear to be by force, so we can probably assume they both knew each other. A foreign man? I'm not sure what's going on, but we should probably get a boat and follow just in case. Yes, well, let's see if... Ugh. Soto, what's wrong? This spiritual force, it's overwhelming. Oh, my body won't move. What's going on? Oh, she's one of the characters on the cover. That girl over there, is she doing this? Oh, her design's cute though. You can withstand this curse. You really are quite strong, mister. Sorry, but I can't let you go any further. I'll have to ask you to leave. Voithikos Nuer, guardian spirit, grant me the wisdom of the Numinos. O high guiding spirit, light my path ahead. It seems like they've saved us the effort. It seems like they've saved us the effort of searching for them. So it seems. Let's see if this girl can tell us what we want to know. Oh, this is exciting. Who are you? I could ask the same of you. What do you want with Miss Somikawa? So you know who Miss Somikawa is, do you? Maybe. What's it to you? Ma'am, this girl's spirit sense is extremely potent, but she lacks experience. It seems she's hesitant to employ curses against people. If I have an opening, I can use my Curse of the Binding to restrain her. Usually it's too risky to use on ordinary people, but that shouldn't apply here. Alright. I certainly wouldn't mind getting some information out of her, so this is as good as an opportunity as any. I'll see if I can get her to lower her guard. When she wavers, I'll signal for you to use the Curse of Binding. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. Under signal. Use Soto Kiryu's Curse of Binding to restrain your opponent when they let their guard down. You press the Use Curse button to signal him to use it. You only have 3 chances to use the curse. Oh. This is fun. Let's see. Question. Can we assume the foreign man who took Miss Somikawa is a friend of yours? So what if he is? Why are you trying to follow them? No. There's no need to be so uptight. How about we just all stop this and talk a bit? Not happening. You're going to use a curse the moment I drop my focus. You're right. What do you want with Miss Somikawa? I could say the same to you. You just want the relic for yourselves, don't you? What? You know about the relic? If you know about the relic, I'm afraid we can't let you get away. Get away? I'm the one holding you here. Threaten. If you resist anymore, we'll have to take you in for obstruction of public duties. Wait, you're with the police? Maybe that was not a good option, but too late. Despite appearances, yes, defying us could meet you with quite heavy punishment. I see. You must be from Paranormal Affairs. Then I definitely can't do what you say. What? Oh, that didn't help. We'd rather not be heavy-handed about this either. Let's calm down and find some other way to resolve this, Sorry, but that won't work on me. I'm a rebellious age, you see. Maybe. It's no good. She's too wary of us. Seems I'll have to press her further before she'll give us an opening. Okay. Even knowing we're from Paranormal Affairs, you kept a straight face and hid your ties. I can tell you're both bold and smart. Thanks, I guess. Will you give up now? That didn't work either. She really isn't letting her guard down. Okay. Maybe give up? Alright. We'll back off and leave you be. How does that sound? Ah, fuck. Game over. Damn. Try again, please. Thank you. I feel like it'll probably be clearer. You're also with Paranormal Affairs, then. Sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about. I suppose this is the trouble with secret departments. Not even their own members recognize each other. What a bother. Well, she's saying she definitely can't do what we say. You have quite some nerve standing up to us despite knowing where we're from. Don't think you'll get off lightly for that. Threatening me won't get you anywhere. You can't arrest me unless it's an emergency, right? So we're both from Paranormal Affairs, are we? Let's talk. Maybe there's some way we can help. I told you I don't know what you're talking about. It's none of your business anyway. So you're with Paranormal Affairs, but you need the relic yourself, so you are unwilling to cooperate with us. Is that correct? If that's what you think, can you give up already?
Yeah, sure, fine.
Alright. I understand where you're coming from. We won't interfere anymore. Sodo, you can stop now.
Ma'am.
Really? Thanks.
Ah, you grown-ups and your dirty tricks!
You did well to be cautious of us, but I'm afraid this is how grown-ups get things done. Now, will you tell us what you're up to here?
Ugh.
Well, I suppose I slowed you down enough. You'll never catch up to the boat now. Aquas asteri, guide my path, and be thy merciful hand that uphold me.
What? She broke the binding.
Bye-bye.
Ah. Ugh, confound it. Stop right there.
Looks like she's given us the slip. I doubt we'll be able to catch up to her now. Still, I'm going to have a word with Paranormal Affairs about that girl. I put in a call to Paranormal Affairs about our errant young lady just now.
I see. I assume she is indeed affiliated with them.
Yes, it seems her name is Circe Lunarlight. She is an exorcist from England who's come here on exchange, part of her spiritual training, as I understand.
The Lunarlight family. I see.
Oh, are they well known?
I've heard of them, yes. They're a distinguished family of exorcists. Quite an old one, too. It would certainly explain the strength of her spirit sense.
Right. In any case, it seems she's in the care of Paranormal Affairs while she's in Japan. Honestly, I do wish they'd tell us these things in advance.
What is she doing out here in Mie Prefecture?
Well, it seems that even Paranormal Affairs isn't sure what she's up to. They've been looking for her. From the sounds of things, she's been skipping her training assignments to travel around Japan, visiting all sorts of spiritual spots instead.
It doesn't seem like they're keeping an eye on her at all.
Unfortunately not. They asked me to tell her to return to Tokyo at once when we next see her.
I see. More work for us, then.
Yes. The things we find ourselves caught up in. She seemed to know about Somekawa, too. I've got a bad feeling about all of this.
Shall we try looking for her? I imagine she's still in the area.
No, not now. If all that is true, I doubt she'll be looking to cause too much trouble. Besides, I'm sure we'll run into each other again eventually. Well, I think that's enough trouble for one day. Let's call it a day. We'll head out to Kamishima first thing tomorrow.
Understood.
My cats... So I have my dinner. But my cats... Oh, perfect. I was hoping... I was gonna go to Yuza regardless. But yeah, no, so... Well, we know how that ends. But yeah, both my Both my lovely little kitty cats. I'm missing something. Yeah. Okay, start from after underwater gathering. I'm missing one scene from there. I guess go back immediately. It was checked off for some reason, though. I think that was a glitch, maybe? Or a bug? You got it. Kamishima Port. Here we come. Oh, curious. This is like a whole scene I almost missed. Okay. Hey, Yuza. I took your catch to the market while you were changing. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. If you keep this up, you should be able to make a healthy profit, even with the price of gas. That's great. I'll have to keep at it then. Oh, there you are, Azami. Don't tell me you went fishing today. Oh, Chie, how's your back doing? Not getting better any lounging around at home, that's for sure. More importantly, no one's meant to be taking their boats out right now because of the storm that's on the way. Don't tell me you didn't hear. Yeah, but it was more of a warning than a rule, and the weather looked fine, so I figured it was okay. You should know better than that, Azami. You young'uns never listen, do you? Chie Toyama, veteran Ama diver. 59 years old, the de facto leader of the Ama divers on Yamashima. She's a highly influential figure on the island. She married into an island at Kamishima shortly after the end of the Second World War at the age of 20 and has been working as an Ama diver for close to 40 years, rarely missing the opportunity opening day of each diving season. She has displayed a natural talent for diving ever since her days as an apprentice, coming to be known as Chie the Mermaid for the deft ease of which she moved through the water. In her heyday, she earned more money than her husband, enough to send all three of her sons to university, an achievement that she takes quite great pride in, and also earned her considerable authority in her household. Now a grandmother to 7, a back injury has led her to being less active than she used to be, but she is still considered one of the most experienced divers on the island. Her graceful swimming shows no signs of decline, and continuing to inspire others even now. Her estimated diver rank is 67. And going out with that Minakuchi boy of all people. Actually, Azami only took out his boat because I asked him to help me out with my work. Wait a dang second. Don't tell me you went out there to dive! I did. I was thinking I could follow in Grand's footsteps and become an Ama diver. Absolutely not! I won't allow it! What? Why? He was as a member of the association, same as everyone else. As long as he follows the rules, it should be fine, right? Sure, it's rare for guys to become Ama divers, but it's not like it's forbidden or anything. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm saying he shouldn't be allowed in the sea. It's obscene is what it is. Everyone agreed to put up with him being on the island for Suyu's sake. But now he gets it in his head to go diving of all things. Have you no sense, boy? It seems like I'll have a few words with Suyu. You not knowing your place is going to cause everyone trouble. Listen up, Minakuchi boy. You better keep your head down and stay put on dry land where you belong. No more diving, you hear? Hey now, don't you think that's going a bit far? There's no need to lay into Yuza like that. Zami? What? You really don't think of anything of all this, after what his mother did? Nope, not at all. Yuza hasn't done anything wrong. He was a victim of that disaster too, maybe more than anyone else. Recently, there's been this strange rumbling coming from the sea. The same rumbling as 5 years ago. Everyone's scared of what might be coming. They're bracing themselves for another big disaster. Oh, is that what you meant by the storm? Weather forecast said things are going to be stay calm for a bit, though. To hell with the weather forecast. It didn't save us 5 years ago. Anyhow, you see why you've got to stay in the God of the Sea's good graces. No doing anything to upset them. Got it? Don't let it get you down, Yuza. Chie isn't a bad person at heart, but the old folks are pretty firm in their beliefs, I guess. Yeah, it's only natural. I was kind of expecting it, to be honest. Still, I didn't think she'd get that mad. Guess they all have a bigger chip on their shoulders about all this than I thought. It seems they really think your mom was to blame for the disaster. Yeah. I guess wanting to get to the bottom of the things was one of the reasons for me becoming an Ama diver. Yeah, everyone's been avoiding the topic until now, but that can't go on forever. Hey, you two. Hmm? Oh, it's Kikuko. Kikuko, yeah. Yeah, you two over there. Could I get some help with these boxes? I need to get them to the warehouse. Kikuko, Kikuko, Susui? A woman born and raised in Kamishima. Unmarried, she is known for her friendly, sociable nature that almost sisterly tendency to look after others, both with nature a familiar face to many on the island. Ever since her school days, Kikuko harbored a strong desire to leave Kamishima and make a life for herself elsewhere. While most of her classmates began working as Ama divers following graduation from middle school, she decided to enroll in a boarding school as first step toward fulfilling this goal, going to graduate from a junior college in Aichi Prefecture and then finding a job in general administration at a local company in Ise City. But, however, because of her assigned work consisted only of unfulfilling menial tasks like pouring tea and answering calls, she left after only 1 year. She changed jobs repeatedly over the following years, but found no further luck in subsequent birthplaces. Eventually recognizing that the success of an Ama diver is determined solely by the extent of one's physical prowess and ingenuity, she came to find the idea of such work appealing and moved back to Kamishima 4 years ago. Despite her late start as an Ama diver compared to her peers, she leveraged her high athletic ability, a talent which saw her even star on the national athletic meet during her school days, and her innate knack for analytical thinking and research consistently turned out good results. She's been earned the respect of that of even veteran Ama divers. Her estimated diver rank is 41. Kikuko also has scant luck with men, having only been introduced to several potential partners, only to be turned down by all of them. Her parents, anxious for her future, worry that the large birthmark on her place is to blame, but Kikuko herself remains unfazed, citing her lack of interest in marriage as a primary cause, something which has caused them no end of concern. Although she endeavored to hide her birthmark with makeup while at school and during her time as an office worker, she has since embraced it, proudly proclaiming it to be her symbol. Phew, thanks. I knew I could rely on you young'uns to help out. Young'uns? You're a young'un too, Kikuko. Oh, kind. Pretty sure you're the only ones who'd say that, though. I was told out of nowhere just to make sure anything valuable was stowed away just in case a storm hits. What a pain. So you're getting ready for the storm too? Yep, pretty silly when the weather's this good, huh? It's not like I can say no, though. Speaking of pains, I overheard Chie giving you an earful just now. Are you seriously planning on becoming an Ama diver, Yuza? Well, that was the plan, but looks like I might be forced into retirement before I even begin. Why now? Didn't you come back here to look after Suyu? Yes, but I still have to work. And I've always been interested in Ama diving. Gran was also pretty down about no longer being able to dive, so I thought it might cheer her up a bit. Ah, so you want to follow in Tsuyu's footsteps. Still, you must have noticed how everyone was on the edge at the thought of you coming back here. If they hear you went diving, there'll likely be a bit of an uproar. Are they really that set against Yuza going in the sea? I've never heard anyone say anything like that. Well, they don't say it where you can hear it. Everyone loves you here and they know that you're close with Yuza. They probably feel like they can't be tough on him with you around. What was that? Oh, never mind. I forget I said anything. Ugh. I can't deny that there's been this creepy rumbling coming from the sea recently, though. It's no wonder everyone's unnerved. If some sort of disaster does end up happening again and Yuza gets caught doing something he wasn't meant to, that'll probably be it for him. Yeah, that's what I don't get. Do people seriously believe Yuza's mom caused that storm? Everyone suffered because of it, including Yuza's family. It's so stupid. Hey, I honestly think it's stupid too. But the truth is that there are a bunch of people who believe it, so making a fuss about it isn't going to get you anywhere, right? Besides, even if this storm doesn't come in the end, a different kind of storm might already be brewing. A different kind of storm? Well, you shouldn't have any trouble if you keep your head down. Just be good and do what you're told and no one will get on your case, yeah? Give me a break. Why has he got to keep his head down here? He was born and raised on Kamishima, just like everyone else. Hey, getting mad at me won't change anything. If it upsets you that much, why don't you leave? Leaving a place like this might be for the best, don't you think? Maybe, but I just can't ask my gran to move somewhere else at her age. Then you'll just have to put up with it. If you want to blame anyone, blame your mom. Does mom even do anything 5 years ago? No one wants to tell us anything. No idea. I only came back here after the disaster, so I don't know what happened at the time. Mr. Wakamura always seems like he knows more than he lets on, though. Now that I think about it, why don't you ask Suyu what she knows? Suyu? I've already asked Gran about it countless times. She says she doesn't know anything. And you don't think that's a bit suspicious? If anyone knows something, it'd be her, right? You might be right. She is pretty hard to read. I wouldn't be able to tell if she was hiding anything anyway. Anyway, I do feel bad for you, but you've got to grin and bear it. For everyone's sake, huh? Thanks for the help, you two. Try to stay out of trouble, okay? Kikuko really seemed like she didn't know anything, huh? But folks are way more on edge than I thought. Yeah. I've gotten the sense I'm not exactly welcome here ever since I came back. But I didn't think trying to make a living here would lead to this much backlash. I didn't realize everyone disliked my mom quite that much, or that they were so suspicious of her. It seems like the timing wasn't great either. Everyone's wound up about these ill omens that are happening right now. Still, I'm sure now that my mom must have had some sort of secret, and I'm almost certain it had something to do with what we're looking into. If everyone hears that I went diving today, it might prompt people to start talking about what happened 5 years ago. True. If there's any time to ask about your mom, it's now. I think we should see what Old Man Wakamura and Suyu have to say about all this too. Yeah, assuming Graham agrees to talk about it anyway. Okay, yep, because I was missing a whole scene. Oh, interesting, okay. Oh, okay, cool. It's been I knew this game could do a split, but it's been a minute since it did. That's very fun. Let's start with memories of last summer. The promised day arrives. After their usual morning dive, the group of 4 meet at the dock. Hey, Izami, Yuza, over here. Good timing. I just got back too. Well, Tsukasa, how'd it go? Not too shabby if I do say so myself. Check this out. 2 whole scallops. Seriously, Tsukasa, you don't get bragging rights for picking up 2 measly scallops. Sure I do. That was hard work. You should be praising me.
Hey, Yuza, how many scallops did you get on your first dive again? 38, I think.
No way! Are you kidding me? I guess there's a good reason they call you the patron saint of diving. Oh, dang it. Now my cover's blown. That'll teach me to snag every scallop I see. Anyway, Tsukasa, don't let this get you down. You'll improve over time. Man, I've been diving way longer than you, but you're better than me already. Some people are born to be divers. If you ask me, all that matters is that everyone made it back safe and sound.
True, you always know the best things to say, Sato.
But for the record, I would have preferred a bigger haul of scallops. Then we could have had a feast.
I guess I could have seen that one coming.
So what's the plan for today? Remember, Tsukasa, it's up to you.
Right, we promised we'd do whatever you wanted today. You name it, we'll make it happen.
Now that's more like it. Let's see. First of all, I want us to all go for a swim in the sea.
Ooh, sounds great. Can't even remember the last time we did something like that, just for fun. It's like the tone just rapidly just went like phew. Which makes sense because I get why the split happens.
Right? I want us to forget work and just enjoy the sparkling sea for a change. I even bought a new swimsuit for this. You got one picked out too, right, Sato? Sure do. Then after this, when it gets dark, let's set off some fireworks. Ooh, fireworks. And then, let's have a barbecue on the beach and cook everything we caught today.
Sounds like a plan. Just leave it to us. Everyone ready? Let's do this.
They're very cute.
Ack! There's a shark, and it's coming this way. Better watch out, Azami.
That was a close one, Azami.
What the heck? I'm a good swimmer, but there's no way I'm good enough to outswim a shark. It's okay. I'll keep it pinned down. Just get out of here while you still can. And here, take this fin as something to remember me by. Keep it with you always. Sorry, Yuza, I don't really dig shark fins that much. My heart.
Look at the sea. It's like there are diamonds floating on the surface.
It really sparkles, huh? Sure is pretty.
Wow. Aw, that shark's pretty cool. Should have picked up a shark instead of a life buoy. But she's having such a blast. I can't bring myself to ask him for a ride on it.
Oh, they're so cute. One grilled squid coming right up. Ah, don't throw it. It's piping hot. You're getting squid juice everywhere. Let's see how you like it. Catch the... Ow, ow, ow. That's hot.
Haha, you did that to yourself. Hey, check out this huge sea snail Tsukasa caught. It's massive. That's right. I may still be a rookie when it comes to scallops, but I got a haul of sea snails to make up for it. So eat up, Azami. Have as many as you want. Hey, can I borrow this lighter?
Sure. Want some squid too?
Oh, so I can just grill it directly?
Yeah, that's Kamashima's specialty. Fireworks style squid. Wait, you're actually doing that? Ah, the juice is going everywhere. It burns!
Oops, sorry, my hand slipped.
There it is, the famous Yuza one-man show.
They're so cute. And that is it for this episode of Paranormasight, The Mermaid's Curse. We're getting some interesting pieces. We're getting some fun pieces. I'm really excited. This is a game that, like, every time I sit down to play it and I kind of put it down, I always want to just go back and play it. I also learned that they released this in the first one for phones too. So it's like, if I knew that, I would have blasted it on my phone. It's like, visual novels are great on portable devices. So now it's just like I'm being really annoying to all my friends because it's like, well, you could be playing Paranormasight. You don't need a nice computer for that. You can just use your laptop, or if you don't even have a laptop, no problem. Just use your phone. Just play it at work. But I digress. All right, so I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.